I'm just working, man.
I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious. I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
All right, welcome to the program, man. Good to see everybody.
Good.
It's been a minute. Welcome to the program, all fun and games, man. Let's go live. Friday edition. Lamont King, John Watson. Good to see everybody. Welcome on in, man. Come on in. Don't touch nothing. Don't sit down. Don't touch nothing.
What was happening, champ?
Oh man, it's a lot and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 6 p.m. to 7, Friday. Hilarious commentary, trending topics, celebrity guests, and interesting people all rolled into one. Gotta close all these new menus. What's good with you folks?
It's wet outside.
Yeah.
I think the word we're looking for is moist.
Yeah, super moist.
It goes from like humid to not humid, back to humid.
Yeah, I believe this is all fake anyway. It's all chicanery.
Oh, it's fake.
It's just
the rain. The rain I'm feeling on my face is not rain.
No, it's manufactured, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
There's no way. There's no way you can tell me that. Okay, summer, sure, we need rain, sure. Yesterday it was 58 was the high with rain. So it was a cold rain. It was like 61.
Oh, I didn't think
it was a cold rain.
And
then today is a hot rain. Okay. I just don't. It doesn't add up. It doesn't.
Somebody pushed the wrong. You saying somebody somewhere pushed the wrong button?
They was yeah.
Hey man, you're supposed to turn that up.
Yeah, I mean, I get okay. It's cold rain, and it's 2 days of cold rain. If it's warm rain, it's 2 days of warm rain. But it's not cold rain and then hot rain. That's just not. Nature doesn't do that.
Nature like that.
Nature
doesn't wait. Nature.
And then today I went to the dollar store. I'm sitting in the car because I was underprepared. I didn't realize today was a continuation of yesterday. So when I went to the car, it was nice. And then I'm in the car and it's coming down. And so it came down and it went from like a steady drizzle, a mist to a drizzle to a downpour. Then it came down in sheets. Then it started thumping a little bit.
They want you to experience all the rains.
Then it was chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's chunky rain.
Yeah.
And then it went back to the sheets. And then it just, the sky didn't open up. It stayed overcast and cloudy. And then it just stopped raining. And then it picked up 90 seconds later, started raining again. Today was unbelievable. I didn't believe anything about today's weather.
Yeah. I'm with you in that I experienced, I think, 5 out of 6 of those phases within the same half an hour, depending on going from A to B. I experienced all of them.
It just looked weird. It looked weird. I didn't appreciate it. And I'm sitting in the car and I'm listening to, whatever, news talk radio. And I was like, it's going to die down. And then on the little app, this is rain stopping in 22 minutes. Of course, I wait the 22 minutes. Didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just unbelievable. And then yesterday was the summer solstice, the longest daylight of the year.
I missed it.
And we get no sun.
Yeah, we got no sun. I'm about to say I completely
sun.
missed that. Ah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's too much out here. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't believe none of it.
All right. Well, there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some good news. I'm going to let's go right to this.
Okay.
Because the time is of the essence. I'm going to the City Winery Chicago seating map.
All right.
Ticket map.
A little update action.
Go to the ticket map. Because we've been off for a few weeks, but there's still people who have been keeping in contact and asking about Chicago. The show is in Chicago next week. The Karen Hunter Foolishness Friday Live.
Dang, is it next weekend already?
Yeah, next week. Yeah, And so let's see here. I just want you guys to see this. Now it's not a sellout. Usually it's a sellout. Now, not making excuses, but this process has taken a little longer than usual. July 4th historically is a major weekend in Chicago, the city of Chicago. But this time it's going to be a major weekend, not for the normal reasons. There's NASCAR doing a street race in downtown, but 4th of July is also Essence. And in New Orleans, I know a lot of people typically go to Essence,
right,
and not that one event should put a damper
on the entire country.
However, a lot of the people I called to even be on the show are going to be at Essence.
Okay.
So there's that, and then but here's what's left. This is still outstanding.
Yeah. This is good.
This is still outstanding. So shout out to everybody that has bought a ticket already. I feel like we have an opportunity for walk-ups, which I'm completely fine with. But if you're looking for some good quality seating in this section, I've never been to this place. I don't know what it looks like in real time. Some good quality seating right here. This looks like you can have a fun table back here with your crew
by the bar.
And then the little couples, the little date night section back here because you want space.
Yeah.
So there's that. And next Sunday is 6 p.m. Going back to the early thing because
that's a good time. That's a good time to have a good time.
It's a holiday weekend. Like who going to work Monday?
Yeah, who's doing that? Who's off Saturday and Sunday? Then goes to work Monday just to be off on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, it's the most ridiculous thing. It's the most ridiculous time of the year.
If you got no PTO time, you just like, you know what? I'm going to roll the dice and just let's go ahead and take that off.
And even if you don't, if you don't have any, now don't tell somebody. Don't AWOL. But really, do y'all need me on Monday? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, maybe if I just left my phone on and can I just be available? Can I be available to you? Then,
is that enough?
Yeah, if I have to come in, I can. But if I can handle it from home, I'll do so.
I think so.
Yeah, that'll work.
Monday. So especially for the people traveling in, should be a good move. We introduced Vanessa Fraction on the Karen show today. Some of you comedy fans may know her, Def Comedy Jam. She's got quite the history. Been in the game for a minute. We was in the trenches when I lived in LA. She's outstanding activist, influencer. She's currently the co-host of Nappy Boy Radio podcast.
Okay,
so that's T-Pain.
Right.
So if you ever see clips of T-Pain's podcast where he may have said a funny, and they show the people on the podcast, she's one of the people. So.
Okay.
So she came up in Chicago, and so she's on the show. J.L. Colvin, he's the Donald Trump impersonator that was with us in New York. He's on the show. Dante, of course, and then a couple surprises.
Okay, we like it.
Couple plans.
Let's do it.
So it's still tickets left, basically.
Yeah.
Deborah in Texas says she'll be at work Sunday and Monday that weekend. Oh, that's
okay.
Wait a minute, where's the? No, there we go. I got to get used to the sound effects. There we go. Sunday and Monday. No, it's America's independence.
Wait, she tacking on. That's like that's not even the weekend. Like when's your weekend?
You gotta break free. You gotta break
Sunday.
free.
That's the Sunday. That's some people's Lord's Day.
Yeah, that's the Sabbath.
Yeah,
the Sabbath in the African American.
No, Sunday wasn't even in the math. How you throw Sunday into the equation?
Yeah.
We were just talking about Monday.
Not good at all. We missed Juneteenth. How was your Juneteenth? I don't know. This year we had some solid jokes that came up in my little timeline. Remember last year this time we had some solid jokes I was watching. This year it went right past me.
It was on a Monday. I know there were things going on.
It was Father's Day weekend.
It's always Father's Day weekend now.
Is it?
Or pretty much. I mean, or the week of, because Father's Day is generally, that third weekend of.
I feel like it was overshadowed this time.
What, Juneteenth?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I agree with you. It didn't have
punch. Didn't have the same zest.
And then the things that I saw, I was like,
the first Juneteenth was what, a year ago.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right.
you know,
Shit's changed.
that inaugural year
Yeah.
was a mother. There was fireworks going on in the city.
Shit's changed since back in the days when the first Juneteenth happened.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It's
good
just
old days.
it's different.
It was a different time. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
It was a different
It
time.
was a different time, and I don't
Celebrated blackness differently back then.
we used to do stuff.
We used to do things. You know what I mean? We used to do things. There used to be festivals and stuff you could go to. But you know what? There was stuff.
It was a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I feel like, but I mean, like we had fellowship that weekend. So
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you know, we did stuff, but I didn't go to any.
But see, that was for Father's Day.
I know.
That's what I feel like is tainted a little bit. It's not
yeah.
It just felt different. Check in. Anybody want to jump on and talk about if they felt different about this past Juneteenth? I feel like it was a lot of stuff. A lot of it looked goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And they put a lot of people on the news talking about Juneteenth who were just not informed.
Mm-hmm.
And Juneteenth, we celebrating our freedom. I don't know if from an intellectual standpoint, if that's accurate. I don't know if that's accurate.
Oh, I'll give you a good one. So, I have this shirt that says, not everybody gained their independence on July 4th, right? And that's been designated my Juneteenth
shirt, right.
So I wore it on Juneteenth. And you see black folks think, oh, hey, where'd you get that shirt? I'm like, oh yeah, one of my people's made it, blah, blah, blah. And man, if it didn't happen, some other, and by I mean other, non-black,
okay,
guy, like I'm in the grocery store, like I wasn't doing anything to Juneteenth-y.
Yeah,
you
weren't blacking.
I wasn't blacking. I was just in the grocery store, like buying groceries, and like I got the headphones in.
Was you buying black groceries?
Yeah, I was buying the blackest groceries.
Oh, okay, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Sugar, snap peas.
It's sugar and oils, different greases.
Yeah.
So I got the headphones in. I'm listening to whatever I'm listening to, and I see this guy walk past me, and he's like got the this kind of face on. He was like, like, what does that mean? And I was like,
he said that out loud.
Yeah, but like to me, and I'm like,
oh,
wait a second, is he talking to me?
Oh,
so I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Because I had to give him the whole, I'm not looking for a conversation with you, and you're interrupting me.
Yeah, you have to do.
I'm doing the thing, right? I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
See
He's
these?
Like, what does that mean, Line? I was like, who? He goes, who didn't get their independence? On July. I was like, enslaved people. He was like, yes, they did. 1865. Right? He's like, because he's learned.
Oh,
right? Because it's Juneteenth, so he knows history. Right? And I go, the 4th of July was way before that. Go Google it. And he was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, I'm not here to teach you, bro, but pick up your phone and go Google it. You'll know the difference between 1776 and 1865 is,
Yeah, that's where I was going. That's where I'm going. So what did he think he was saying?
I don't know. I don't know if he got the two confused because he hit me with the year. You know what I'm saying? 1865. I'm like, yeah. But
because June comes before July. Oh. God, who is this man? We must find him.
Right. So I was just like, because when he said 1865, I'm like, so you got the year, but like, what's your argument? And I walked away from him because I wasn't there to teach. That wasn't my role in life at that moment. I just said, go Google it, man. Like, and walked off.
That's exciting.
But like, I thought about it after I was walking through the grocery store, and I was like, oh, he literally was like, no, it's June. So they were free in June, and then July 4th. I was like, oh man.
And this is
I was like, wow,
it's so insanely funny because that's like most of them.
Yeah,
that's like a lot of them.
You guys were free, and then a month later we got July 4th. What are you talking about? Everybody was free.
Everybody was free.
Sir. Like it was at that moment, like I almost wanted to find him in the store and be like, hey man, you do know that 1776, July 1776, that's like a whole 100-something years before.
It was all the same. It was really all the same year.
The same year.
Yeah, they fought first. It was the British. and then the civil.
Yeah.
That was in the winter, and then around the spring.
Right. All that happened.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
And and the Indians.
Right.
That's how they be. And the Indians.
And then Hitler came through.
Right.
Right.
And that's when we fought the Germans, because that's how we freed them.
Right.
When we freed the Jews. What?
That's when the so-called Holocaust happened right after the slaves got free, right? It's the same thing, right?
Because if you look, it says August. It's like,
right.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
He was so, he had that entitled, this angry kind of look on his face, like, what's that supposed to mean? And I was like, well, this is what it means. And,
this is
and furthermore, look it up. I'm not here to teach you, sir.
Well, see, looking it up is that's an insult.
Yeah,
because
that was the point.
Yeah,
that was. I'm not here. The point was, I'm not here to engage and teach you just based on what I'm wearing. Go look it up and educate yourself.
You're forcing him to do research. You're forcing him to deal with facts.
Right. Like I was going to engage with him in a grocery store and have, you know what I'm saying? Like have some sort of, tete-a-tete in the goddamn produce aisle because you don't understand or like my shirt.
He wanted the after school special. He wanted to teach you.
And
then you teach him back.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll
and
teach
then
you for wearing that shirt. Like, leave me alone.
And he wanted y'all to learn together and leave in harmony.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He really wanted to. What he wanted to do was somehow prove my shirt wrong.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, But yeah, so that was my interest. That was my Juneteenth celebratory moment.
Put the link in the chat. If anybody else has any wild Juneteenth experiences, or I saw that they had the big concerts in the street and the go-go bands and Black Lives Matter Plaza and everybody giving speeches and it just for me it just did not hit the same as it did back in the early years.
Yeah,
in the early 20s.
Yeah, in the early 20s, man. Yeah. It was so, I know there was a CNN special.
And I saw it. I kept wanting to turn to it. I kept wanting to turn to it, and I couldn't.
Yeah, because it threw me off because it was like, and coming up, Nelly does his hits, and I was like, nothing says Juneteenth.
Yes.
I mean, let's keep it clear. Nothing says Juneteenth without Nelly doing his hits. For America.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's who y'all chose.
And I guess my problem is rooted in scrutiny. It's rooted in scrutiny, and I could admit that. But the buck dancing and the smiling, it just, because you know good and hell well that even as a acknowledgement of history, that is far different than the celebrations that take place from the 4th of July standpoint.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's very different. Like, and for us to line it up and say, well, this is our 4th of July. It's a little different because, with the legal freeing action, there's still from then and up until now a level of
like it wasn't like everybody came out gravy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when America's independence happened, it was jubilation. It was like, yo,
we starting from scratch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was like Juneteenth happened. It was like, okay, nigga, now go. I give you 5 cents to do this instead of doing it for free.
Doing it for free.
And maybe I won't whip you if you mess up.
Right? Because legally, I can't cut your foot off no more.
It's not like Juneteenth happened and everybody actually got the 40 acres and a mule and was set up for success, and we got some boots to have bootstraps.
So to associate it with, and Jubilee is a good word. And I get it. It's been ongoing in the South for a long time, Texas and all that, and other places, Louisiana. But to associate, like, especially here and the stuff that I saw on the news, it's just to associate music and dancing with everything everything when you talk about Black, it gets under my skin. Yeah. Everything is about music and dancing. And I'm like, no, this wasn't that.
Don't they like the music and the dancing? Oh, they do it so well. It's great. I just see doing that cuff it dance, and they electric slide, don't they? They like the electric slide, don't they? That's a great one. You get to kicking your foot around, then you're spinning.
Yes.
They all know how to do it.
Yeah.
Nothing gets my skin just warmer than seeing just a big old Cupid shuffle just happening. Juneteenth.
Yeah, people out there on Black Lives Matter Plaza where they was getting their head bust 3 years ago. They was out that joint.
Slide to the left.
Yeah.
Slide to the right.
Like, ew.
Not this time.
Not for this. Like, like we say all the time. Now, they hijack it and commercialize it, and they had a whole advertisement for some event, and they're using only white people in the advertisement, which is stupid but funny. But I feel like much like Martin Luther King birthday, Juneteenth, I feel like it's a day of learning for the whites. Like it should be mandatory, required reading. They need to walk around.
Like what should happen is you know if you're of a certain hue, no matter what you open media wise, television, phone, computer, whatever, it should just be a history lesson, whether it's a YouTube video on a loop or like something that you have to read. Like you have to read it
and you have to recant it. Not recant. You have to recite it. Yeah.
And then because of technology, once you finish reciting it, now you have access to everything. Now you can go about your day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's a cold algorithm right there. That is.
I mean, listen, if they got Alexa, they can do this. If they got Siri, they can do this. But like you have to say it aloud. And then it's like, oh, okay, now you can
now you go about your day. Thank you. You just be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like your participation, like
before you actually get the day off of work,
right?
You got to write a 3-page paper and send it to your boss.
Yes, yes.
And wait, Johnston, because it's Johnston.
Yeah.
Johnston, not Johnson. Johnston. Oh, Johnston. Yeah. Johnston did it. Okay, Johnston's good.
About 18th. It's got to be about 11:59 on the 18th.
Yeah. It's okay. Check them off.
Yeah.
You can have the day off.
He did his. It's got to. I mean, it should be like I always say this, man. In the education system, we were forced to learn their shit. Like they should be forced to learn our shit, or everybody's shit in theory. But more specifically on a day like that, don't just talk about it in passing.
Yeah.
It should be mandatory. Like when you open a conversation with one of your hueless friends.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going today? Oh no, today's great. But before we get there, so what did you find today in your readings?
Right. Talk to me about what you learned today.
Talk to me about General Granger. What was he the first one that when he arrived there? What did the colored troops? How did they? Last night I was up reading. They said that the colored troops, they were actually stationed in Port Arthur or wherever they was at.
Right.
And he came in and he had told them, but before, I need you to know.
Yeah, know some things.
We got the 1492's Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Like we got a whole poems for shit that will never leave our brain.
Right.
Will never leave our brain.
Never.
So
yeah.
There's
work on that, making that mandatory.
Yeah, it should be some way, shape, or form. Enough about that. So apparently, there has been so much about this submarine travesty, and I've been waiting. Been hesitant to talk about it because I knew just looking at it, I was like, okay, this is a weird story, and all the details are going to change every time you look up. And today, the latest detail is something that I have been saying since the very beginning.
What's that?
You see the latest?
I haven't about how it imploded.
Or after that?
Nah.
Well, the Navy is coming out now saying that they have sonar records of hearing the explosion underwater.
Oh, they've been new. You saying
days ago?
Oh, they've been new. Yeah.
Days ago. So while we was on air watch, waiting for the air to run out, thinking that they was.
Yeah,
and that's how creepy
they was nestled up in some dark corner of the ocean.
Yeah, they been gone.
Yeah,
they was gone the moment that the communications went out.
I don't. Several things that I think I'll just never understand. Right? It's horrible. People died. Just put that out there. Right?
Let's do that out the way. Let's say that first.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't understand people's fascination, whether you got money or you don't, to do something that doesn't seem safe.
Now, is that people's fascination?
People, because all people do stuff, right? People do stuff,
Oh, okay.
right? Just I'm saying, in general, people do stuff, and
They
sometimes
do.
the stuff that they do, you go, I wouldn't necessarily do that.
But would you agree that a certain kind of people do a certain kind of stuff?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure. But like, because I was about to say like things like not hang gliding. What's the joint where you glide, but it's only like you got wings like that come out your suit, like you like
Oh,
a
wind
flying
surfing.
squirrel,
Yeah.
like a flying. I'm like, yeah, that might work for some people, but you know, somebody's gonna smack against the cliff.
I would do that though.
Yes, but see, I wouldn't.
I have a fear of height, speed and height stuff.
Yeah, but like I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna thread the needle through the rocks.
Yeah,
And, you know, 'cause I'm gonna be
yeah.
the one that clips a boulder, and you know, you gotta scoop me off with a squeegee. But to look at that little vessel, and from the smallest understanding of what I have of where the Titanic remains are, and looking at that vessel, I'd go, you sure that's gonna make it all the way down there? And for the price I'm paying, shouldn't there be more glass that we can see out this joint? Like, do we got to take turns looking out the front or the little side portal? You know, just to say you saw it? Like that don't look.
And it was a couple things that didn't add up to me was that they did the little schematic, the diagram. Did you see the one where they show where the toilet was?
Nah.
The toilet was at the front where
front. Oh no,
yeah.
bueno. Well, I mean, they weren't expecting to be in there for but a couple of hours.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Like, how much
All right.
toileting could you do?
Okay.
For you know, not even a half a day. Supposedly, it was supposed to be like a 5-hour.
It'd take 2 to get down there, so maybe.
You know, so something like, you know, it wasn't even supposed to be like more than 8 hours. Like, hey man, you know, hold your dingles.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing itself, it looked like a damn
poorly built.
It like a weenie, you know, the weenie mobile. Like,
oh yeah, the Oscar Mayer. Yeah,
it looked like that. Yeah. I'm like, that don't look safe.
Yeah,
like
I saw a meme today where they show James Cameron's $10 million one man thing that he went down when they was making the movie, and they put it next to this craft, and the 10 million one was all technology.
Yeah,
it was all tech and wires and flux capacitors behind the seat and all. And then they show his, and his was just literally like sitting in a giant toilet paper roll tube. With one button in the joint. Like, what were y'all thinking? How did you, Chris Hansen voice? What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, I would just look at that and go, you know what, guys, I'm gonna get the next one. Y'all go ahead. And when y'all get back up and tell me how dope it was, and you know, maybe.
Well, this wasn't the first run. But even worse, the quality of the craft, it might have had 2 or 3 runs in
it. Yeah. It probably took a beating on the first one.
Yeah.
Like, hey man,
well,
this one should be decommissioned after the first go.
And there were a lot of jokes over the last couple of days, and I reposted a couple. You know, that were could be seen as insensitive, but I think we have a love-hate relationship with rich people. And especially rich people that do dumb stuff. It's like we don't once you've crossed the threshold, of dumbness, like you don't get sympathy from people.
Yeah.
By and large.
That's like the guys in outer space lucked out, right? The ones that did the outer space trip. Because that could have went bad too. Like at the time when they were doing it, so many people, you know, even though they were successful and, you know, they just kind of pretty much, what do? Because I feel like they just went to the highest level of the Earth's atmosphere. So they.
Oh, you talking about the commercial flights, the
SpaceX
and all that,
and SpaceX,
Blue Origin, yeah.
And even that, people were like, "Yo, what are y'all doing?"
Yeah,
like that could go bad, like
easily.
NASA goes bad, and they're the experts.
Yeah,
like what are y'all doing? And luckily, it didn't go bad for him. But
Elon Musk just went bad on a practice run.
Right.
So what does that say about the one that follows that one?
Right.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Like my fascination, I believe y'all. Y'all say the experts went up, NASA and them. Hey man, can you take some footage so I can create a 3D CG world for me to just go and act like I don't need to go see it.
Yeah.
I don't need to go see it myself. I don't need to nothing about going to see 100-year-old ruins of a Titanic.
Or at least you're gonna do your research. We find out that they fired the guy that the whistleblower, and you're gonna maybe, if you're that rich, you're gonna maybe hire your own safety guy.
Yeah.
Do a once around, a once over. That's unfortunate. I hope they went quick.
That implosion, that video of different like implosions or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I'm like, damn, if that's how it. Oof.
Now the last one I saw was the thermal joint with the soda can over the stove. And he placed that in water once it's hot. And it turned paper thin like that. Oof. Like that's something I want to do. I want to actually go do it. Just to see it. It's a science experiment, but that's unfortunate. If that's the way they went out, they went out. They went out.
They couldn't have seen it coming. If they saw it coming, it was like, oh, wait a second. And then it was like,
is
oh,
that
damn.
yeah, what is it?
No, that's it.
You smell, and then it's just
that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, nothing.
Well, see, that's how I feel. So, like, okay, going back to again, like that's how I kind of felt about like when Kobe died.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like in my mind, I don't know the conversation happened, but like, in my mind, I feel like somebody said, hey man, it's a little the conditions out here too. And they was like, yeah, but it's Kobe. He needs to get there. And like, if I'm Kobe, I'd have been like, I need to get there. But wait, what did I just say?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And either it went one of two ways. One, they're like, well, it's Kobe, he does this all the time. We got to take care of the guy, and didn't tell him. Or they said, Kobe, it's not really in. And he's like, hey man, we already late. Like this is gonna be. Either way, somebody placated to him, not based on what they should have been doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, I hope it went fast because they didn't see that coming.
No, at all.
And
I think they said the billionaire, he was getting ready to buy a Carnival cruise line, and that's what okay. Nothing. All right. That's too soon. Yeah. All right. Oh, here's an interesting tidbit from I don't know how true this is, but Alpha Mama says the wife of the pilot, Ocean Gate CEO, is the great granddaughter of a couple who died on the Titanic. I don't know if that's true, but if so,
wow.
Yeah. Eesh. What does that say about it?
Down there with the family.
Down there with the fishes. All right. Well, hey, there it is, man. Today. Hey, I wish everybody the best. Thoughts and prayers to all their family. Yeah, that's all I got. It's too much.
I can't.
Yeah.
No, sir.
All right. Well, due to inclement weather, it's gonna be it for today. We appreciate it.
We're gonna have a long moment of silence.
Yeah, it is. That is. All right. Why don't you join us right now? We're going to have a very long moment of silence, and please join us right now in this moment of silence. Okay, let me turn off.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.